Elon Musk is throwing bricks through the glass windows of the federal government, and my libertarian heart could not be much happier. Although, if you looked at my Facebook feed, you'd think there was literally no one who saw this coming whatsoever, which is fascinating to me. I can't comprehend this. Okay, there's been this so much over and over again. Look what he's doing. Oh my gosh, we did not see this coming at all. Elon Musk literally campaigned for Trump for like the last 4 months leading up to the election. If you were paying attention at all to what was going on the Republican side of the aisle, this was inevitable. We knew about Doge well before, even before it was called Doge. We knew that Trump and many of the people around him, like RFK and Gabbard and such, we're sick of the deep state, and to put it in more simple ways, just the tremendous amount of money going to foreign governments, corporate interests, the media, all these different places that it shouldn't be going in the minds of more conservative-leaning people or just more anti-establishment people. We knew this was coming. The thing that's really rich to me about this whole thing is the people that were fine with a barely coherent, dementia-ridden old man in Biden being president, where he wasn't running the show. It was his cabinet and Dr. Jill that were running this presidency for, who knows, could have been 2 years, could have been the entirety of the 4 years. We honestly don't know because no one has come forward yet. I'm waiting with bated breath for the tell-all book from whatever staffer was keeping records of everything and has all the information, because guess what? Musk is no different. He's just tearing apart instead of propping up. Another thing that's especially fresh about this is all the people that are all in a tizzy over this are the same ones that I guarantee would say that what FDR did, the New Deal and all that, was the correct thing to do and has not had any problems. They literally think it is perfectly fine with the executive branch to gain more and more power over decades and decades and be able to control the economy and how other governments in other countries operate, all these different things, controlling the states to no end. These are the people that are now going, well, I don't like it when they undo all the work I did. This is what we've been wanting as libertarian-leaning conservatives. We've been wanting the enormous federal government to back off. And when we voted for Trump in 2024, we wanted this. This is democratic. This is happening through our election system legally. You can say that there's a bunch of stuff that should be where you should have some Senate confirmation and all that. On the face of it, no. He can have whatever advisors he wants. Ultimately, the first time around, he had his kids as advisors for all these things without Senate confirmation. During the Biden administration, Dr. Jill, once again, she wasn't elected to anything. She's running a cabinet meeting. It's the same thing, only you're not happy with the results anymore. And trust me, conservatives, you're conservatives, not libertarian conservatives. The libertarians are going to be like, no matter what, this is great. The conservatives, the populist right, etc., you may not be happy with some of the results Musk is going to do. I guarantee this whole fiasco is going to not last more than 6 months. Musk is going to wreck a bunch of things, throw the table over, and all sorts of things of that nature, and he's likely going to piss Trump off too much, and he's going to cut ties. But while we have it, if he can cut these corrupt programs like USAID that are just, it's just ridiculous, the millions of dollars that were getting dumped into programs related to just DEI, and which you got to figure, this is the big deal. Whenever there is money being sent by the federal government, it has a tie to it. There is a purpose behind it. If you think you're receiving free money from the federal government and it's like, oh, it's free money, yeah, whatever. It's not. There is a tie to that. They want something to happen out of it. It could be something not nefarious, like Business and Economic Administration here in the state of New Hampshire, trying to get small businesses up and running. Sometimes you get paid back, sometimes you don't, depending on the program. Pell Grants and things of that nature, which are going to be, there's going to be a lot of back and forth when it comes to that, because Trump's not going to cut a lot of that sort of thing, if I had to guess. But when it comes to funding, like, artists in foreign countries, it's the reason why is because they want to try and push the more liberal influencers in other countries to kind of push these kind of authoritarian or just corrupt governments to go in a certain direction. There's a reason behind all of it. And cut it. The big thing with USAID, as far as I'm aware of, I could be wrong, but it was created by executive order by JFK. It was not something that was strictly created by Congress. Congress, I think, approved it and the funding and everything, but that money could be used in other ways. I mean, they could change around where that funding goes. They probably might still have to spend it. There's a precedent when it comes to the federal government having to call to spend the money no matter what, and the president has to have the money go out the door. But how it's used could really be changed to something that's a hell of a lot more productive. I mean, my Facebook feed has just been the most unhinged. I can't believe we had this undemocratically elected authoritarian going in there ripping things up. This is what we wanted. This is what we wanted. And when it comes to the Senate confirmations, ultimately, it's all bullshit. In my opinion, these need to be behind closed doors, figuring out how the executive branch and Congress can work together, because when you have it live streamed on TV and online, it's just grandstanding. There's nothing productive that comes of these things. You have friggin' Senator Maggie Hassan on there crying about because she's not happy with what RFK Jr. said about vaccines, and all the Democrats screaming at him, and then the other side, the Republicans just kissing all these people's asses. Like this is on both sides. It's just ridiculous. These used to happen behind closed doors, I think, with a limited hearing that had a public session, but the rest of it was hours and hours behind closed doors, and they try and work out what these candidates, these nominees should have. In my opinion, that should be what it is. And I mean, ultimately, whatever the president wants to have happen for these people, they should let them happen. It's obvious they don't rout out corruption or anything like that. These people are going to leave wherever they are. If they're not rich already, they go to some high-paying gig afterwards. They all end up doing that. They all end up working for Halliburton and for the pharmaceutical industry and Wall Street, and they're all going to do it anyways. Until we kind of close that loophole, just let these people in. I don't care if it's Democrat or Republican or otherwise. I mean, this is part of the reason also why I'm especially fine with Musk going in there and doing it is I think the Senate confirmation hearings are a joke at this point. They don't serve any purpose. I mean, I think they on average deny like 3 of the candidates out of all the hundreds that have to go through the confirmation process. Not all of them, I think, get public hearings, but all the big ones do. Let's just end this crap. Just let this go through. But we elected Trump to have this happen. So stop trying to make this into a racial thing. Jim Crow's going to come back. All this other nonsense. Relax. You can hate Musk. I don't necessarily like everything about Musk, but him and his half dozen probably super dorky numbers people are going to run through things, and we're hopefully going to find out a lot. Things that journalists haven't been able to figure out, things that we should have been well aware of a very long time ago, and I'm here for it. I'm here for the chaos. That's not changing anytime soon. And ultimately, Trump's going to make a decision when it comes to this stuff. He's going to say some of this stuff is getting funded no matter what. Musk is not the be-all, end-all when it comes to this. And there is a bit of oversight. And some of this stuff's going to go to the courts. Let the political and judicial and legislative systems do their job. And you piss and moan about whatever you want on this stuff, but I'm excited to see the federal government finally get reined in, and hopefully we do something about the tremendous multi-trillion-dollar deficit that we're in, and maybe we start sending money in the right way. Maybe some of the money stays, instead of getting taxed from us, stays with us so we can use it accordingly. We can use it to invest in our own economy in the ways we want, as opposed to relying on the federal government to build our economy in the way they see fit, as opposed to the way we see fit, the way the states see fit, as opposed to how the federal government sees fit. Federalism is key, and let's go. All right, NewEnglandTech.com. Please be sure to like and subscribe here on YouTube. I'm hoping to get up to 200 subscribers here in the next 6 months. Help me. Please help me. It's not that many more people. Just please get up there. I'm going to be doing a lot of interviews and such. Going to be starting my education series here very soon and building up data on that. And hope to have Dexter on the show again next week, which is always fun. So talk to you soon.